Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Aster RV Facebook Live from Department of Orthopedics. I am Dr. J.V. Srinivas, Lead and Senior Consultant from Department of Orthopedics. With me are two Associate Consultants, Dr. Philip on to my right and Dr. Harsha on to my left. Today, we will be talking on orthopedic surgeries during our COVID pandemic. We all know COVID-19 pandemic started somewhere in the middle of March, and gradually the number of surgery cases have increased, and the pandemic is aggressively spreading in our community, and the whole world is reeling with this pandemic, and each country is in a different phase of this pandemic wave. And in Bangalore, it is not less. As you all know, the number of cases of COVID-19 is gradually increasing and increasing every day. And we are either in the middle of a pandemic or reaching a peak of the pandemic or coming down. Only the time will answer. Now, last 4 months, we all know that many of the patients who are suffering with chronic ailments, it can be knee pain, back pain, cardiac issues, renal issues, liver issues, they are postponing their regular hospital visit because of the fear that they may contract infection. Now, today we will be discussing on orthopedic surgeries, basically the cold surgeries or elective orthopedic surgeries who are being delayed or who have been postponing because of COVID-19 pandemic because of the fear. So how to handle these issues during this COVID pandemic, what all surgeries can be done during this period, what surgeries to be avoided during this period. This is what we are going to discuss. Also, we will tell you what home remedies you can do during this pandemic so that you don't experience pain from these conditions, and also be safe and get the surgeries done later. On to my right is Dr. Ashish. So we all know many patients are there who are suffering with back pain, knee pain, and neck pain, and many orthopedic complaints. But these complaints, as you all know, we have been delaying coming to hospital. Some of them are doing a digital consultation. So I would be initially, first part of the talk would be, our discussion would be what all home remedies you can do for these surgical cases who are delaying surgery because of COVID, but they still want to be pain-free during the period. So many patients, as we all know, are suffering with knee pain. Knee pain is the most common ailment in our society, especially in elderly population. And many have been suggested knee replacement surgeries. Because of this COVID pandemic, this knee replacement is purely an elective procedure, it can be delayed. So many of the patients are delaying this procedure. So Dr. Ashish, can you enumerate patients who are suffering with knee pain, severe knee pain, who require knee surgery or who are having a knee pain who wants a conservative treatment? What all methods they can do at home to help them to relieve knee pain and delay the surgery?
So at home, if we're looking now, generally we consider our patients who require a total knee replacement, these patients right now in this pandemic may be feeling scared to come to the hospital. Now for these patients who call in, what I try to advise them is that to minimize their normal shows which they're doing, to try and avoid standing for too long. Next is their basic physiotherapy which they do, which has been taught to them, their knee strengthening exercise, their quad strengthening exercises, their range of movement. These are all small exercises which they can do at home itself to, maintain the mobility of the joint. The other factor is what they can eat to try and improve their immunity and as well as strengthen their bones. They should have a good high protein diet, good fiber diet, good sunlight. If you can go up to your terrace, you don't have to go out to a big crowded area. If you could just go up to your terrace early in the morning, get some good sunlight. This helps you a lot, with the vitamin D which you get is from the early morning sun rays which you get. That helps. Slow walking around, maybe don't go to a park or whatever, but around your apartment, you can do a slow walk that gets the circulation going, gets the good hormones running. It helps you keep active through the whole day. So these are the small points which you can do from just home. The other thing which you can do is also you can do some hot fermentation. You know, the olden days how we used to do a nice hot towel, dip that in. It's called heat therapy. Basically, that's what it is. You can do that. Apply your normal diclor gel which you have to elevate yourself from the pain which is there temporarily, because the whole idea is you're temporarily trying to manage this problem until you can seek a more concrete way of tackling the problem, which is probably the surgery which you're putting away. Now, the other option which we can think about also is if you can think about options like PRP, which is a day procedure which you come in, you give some of your blood, we take that blood, we strengthen the good properties of that, and we inject that back into your knee. And that can cause some type of small anti-inflammatory and regenerative action at that knee, which can buy you a period of maybe 4 to 6 months. And, you know, at least putting away, saving you that much of time, you know, before you require, again, a permanent solution for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else?
Thanks, Ashish. No, Ashish has put everything, he explained everything in detail. To put it in one nutshell, basically, during this lockdown period or when you are waiting for surgery because of this COVID pandemic, take care of your diet. Make sure your diet control is good so that you lose some weight. If you lose maybe 5 kgs of your existing body weight, 90% of your knee pain would have gone. Small exercises with small and regular exercises. We don't expect a patient who is requiring surgery to do an aggressive exercise program. Small and frequent exercises, small walks outside your house or inside your house in a safe environment. Don't get exposed yourself to a mass gathering where you have a chances of COVID-19 pandemic or COVID-19 infection you get. So small walks inside your house or within a complex, that is a very good thing. Sunlight exposure is very good because you build up your vitamin D3. Also take vitamin C capsules or use a natural way, it's lime water juice, orange juice, musambi juice, amla juice. This is also immune booster. At the same time, it improves the strength of your knee bone strength. Now, people who are having excruciating pain, who want to avoid the surgery, there are some non-surgical methods like Dr. Philip said. We can have injection PRP. That PRP is basically we take a blood from yourself, circulate or centrifuge it, take a high concentrate of your platelets and inject into your knee. That will reduce the inflammation in the knee joint. Subsequently, your pain and your inflammation in the knee comes down and you're symptomatically better. Or you can, if you're not scared of taking blood, what we can do, it is all a OPD procedure. You need not come and stay in the hospital. Or you can have viscose supplement injections. You can, that's readily available. You can come to the OPD, consult a doctor, or you can do a digital consultation with your doctor whether you are the right candidate for viscose supplement or PRP. If they say yes, you can walk into the patient hospital and have an injection viscose supplement. That is many brands are available. But I don't want to specify any brand here, but viscose supplements are readily available in the pharmacy. You can buy it and get injected in the knee joint. Usually it's PRP and viscose supplements give a relief of 6 to 8 months. That is enough for the time being. And once the pandemic comes down, then you can plan for a knee replacement surgery. But many people are scared to come inside the hospital. You know, they're scared that they may have a COVID-19 infection. Dr. Asha, can you tell something? What are the precautions we take when the patients come to the hospital, in the OPD, in the entrance, or in the hospital? How we really do it? Precautions so that you don't get infected.
Hi. Generally, we take a lot of precautions to prevent this incurring of these infections. It starts with basic screening. At the very entrance of the hospital, we screen the patient first. Check their temperature, check their SpO2 levels, then only we allow them to enter the hospital. Following that, they visit the OPD with a mask. Patient attender is given a mask. So usually it will be safe for you to come to the hospital. Hospital is sanitized regularly using the virucidal solutions. So feel safe to come to the hospital because we take utmost care for you and the attenders also.
Okay, Dr. Asha, as you mentioned, See, every hospital today who are dealing or have to deal with the COVID-19 patients, we cannot get away with this situation because the number of patients suffering with COVID-19 are large. So all hospitals have to handle it. But at the same time, we have to handle non-COVID situation also. So we cannot mix these two patients. Now, every hospital is divided into two equal compartments. One would be a COVID compartment, one other one will be non-COVID compartment. In a COVID compartment, see, any patient or relative walking into the hospital, as he said, oxygen saturation is checked, temperature is checked, and history is taken. In case any evidence of patient having COVID symptoms, they are diverted to flu clinic. From there, the patients are further evaluated, and if they turn out to be a positive situation, they are sent to a COVID-19 OPD and a COVID-19 wards admission. These are totally a different area. Now, if the patient is asymptomatic, is not having fever, his saturation is good, no history of COVID, or no symptoms, then only we allow them into the non-COVID OPD. Now, in the OPD where you wait, we make sure the patient does not wait in the OPD area for a long time. We give them appointments. When they come, we as far as possible will be quick in making the billing process. When they are sitting waiting for the doctors waiting, again we make sure there is adequate social distancing, enough space for the people to move around. As early as possible, we'll try to do a consultation in the hospital. This is called corona bubble. We make sure all the patients who are negative only can come to a non-COVID area, which is a corona bubble, which is all safe for a patient. In case if the patient requires admission, again the patient goes to a non-COVID area where all the patients are tested negative only will get admitted. So basically it's a corona bubble, it's a safe bubble. When you are inside that area, you are safe. If you are going to a COVID area, definitely there is high chance that you may contract infection, but in a non-COVID area, it's a corona bubble. It's a safe, you can come inside and get any procedure done. Like knee pain we were mentioning, you can have back pain, you can have neck pain. There are certain operations, like the fear is there, but there are certain operations which you can delay. You can get the surgery done after COVID-19 pandemic. There are some operations which has to be done now only because you cannot delay the situation. That's the reason we are telling we have created a corona bubble. People who require orthopedic procedure, emergency procedure has to be operated. People who don't require surgery during this pandemic, we can delay them. Dr. Ashish will tell what are the surgeries which we can comfortably delay and wait for the COVID-19 pandemic to be over and then they can get operated. Can you tell some of the situations where you think we can delay the surgery? Dr. Ashish.
I think now commonly most of the surgeries which we find which is being deferred a lot is our knee replacement surgeries which we used to do very commonly for our patients. But in this current scenario, what we find is that we are deviating that a little bit further so to try and avoid it. The other surgeries which we are also trying to avoid, which are not immediate, which requires immediate thing, are like your ligament injuries which are there, which people have sustained a month back. So it's not urgent for us to do it right now. We can give them a brace for now and ask them to continue for a little bit more period of time, try and elevate their pain for them, which can be done on telecommunication. And afterwards plan when this scenario of the COVID has come down. But then we have surgeries which are immediate like trauma, which we cannot avoid. And those type of surgeries we have to take and do immediately because the patient won't be able to move without us having to intervene and fix it for them. So these are some of the surgeries which I find which we can do and not do.
As Dr. Ashish Phillips said, there are certain surgeries we can delay or wait till COVID-19 pandemic is over. Some of the surgeries are like joint replacement. It can be knee replacement, it can be hip replacement or a shoulder replacement. These patients have been suffering with joint pain for quite some time. By waiting 4 to 6 months does not matter for the patient or does not deteriorate the medical condition. Other situation is spine surgery, that is a lumbar spine surgery or a cervical spine surgery. This can be delayed if the patient is not having neurological symptoms. If he is having any weakness in the legs, numbness in the leg. In that situation, patient has to come for surgery. But a chronic back pain which requires some surgical intervention or a neck pain or any spinal surgery, where you can wait. Your surgeon has to tell you that this condition can wait, certain condition cannot wait. Those surgeries which we can wait or delay the surgery, yes, you can delay. As I said, again, sports injuries. Having a ligament injury, some patients having acute ligament injury which requires surgery, yes, you have to undergo. Patients who patient who have a chronic ligament injury because of sports injury which has happened months back or years back, who are able to manage their life now, yes, we have to delay these surgeries for some more period till the COVID-19 pandemic is over. At the same time, in children, some of the deformity corrections we'll do, or some kind of correction in the foot or correction in the joint because of pediatric situation, even these surgeries can be delayed. So these are some surgeries we can delay till the COVID-19 pandemic is over or the situation improves in our city so that you can safely undergo surgery. But there are surgeries which has to be done whether it is COVID-19 pandemic, no situation is bad, whatever it is, there are certain emergency surgeries which has to be performed. Like now the lockdown is opened up, released, and people have started moving around. Somebody meets with an accident or some road traffic accident happens. They come with a pelvis fracture or a hip fracture or a major bone fracture. These patients cannot wait till the pandemic is over. These patients have to be operated and fixed. Or any patient with having a severe pain in the knee, severe pain in the hip, not able to walk to the restroom, come back, or not able to do their daily activities. These patients have to undergo joint replacement surgery. Or a patient with a spine problem, is having a tumor in the spine, a tumor in the brain, or is developing a neurological symptoms, weakness in the legs, numbness in the legs, not able to walk. These patients have to undergo surgery. Now, these are the conditions which require surgery irrespective of COVID-19 pandemic is there or not there. So, these are the situations. Now, many people are scared, is it safe to undergo surgery this time? As I explained before, we have created a corona bubble. So, any patient coming to our casualty with a road traffic accident, first thing we do a rapid antigen test. That may not be very specific, but we give an idea. It gives an idea whether the patient is suffering with COVID or is he having an infection of COVID. Then we do an RT-PCR test, so confirm the diagnosis. So meanwhile, we do a first aid treatment, make sure patient is comfortable. We move to an area where patient is isolated for temporary period till the report comes. Once the report says that patient is COVID negative, then we move into a corona bubble where the patient is safe there. In case if the patient is corona positive, then what will we do with acute situation? If we can delay the surgery, we delay the patient or give some kind of support for them, splinting of the fracture, we delay the surgery for 3 to 4 weeks till the corona test or the COVID-19 RT-PCR test becomes negative. 2 tests which to become negative, or he has to have antibodies in his body when we do a blood test so that we can proceed for the surgery. So in case if as I said, patient is negative and we are moving inside a corona bubble, he is very much safe there. Now at that point, patient will be treated as the same way as any other person, non-COVID case. We do blood tests, we do ECG, we do echo scan, all the consultants like physician, cardiologist, intensivist, anesthetist will meet them, we do an assessment, and patient will be taken to the operation theatre. Again, the operation theatre is completely sanitized with all the personnel working there regularly tested for COVID-19. We make sure all the people moving with the patient or coming in contact with the patient are COVID-19 negative. So they are in the corona bubble. So we operate the patient, and as far as possible, patient is not shifted to ICU during the COVID-19 pandemic. We try to shift the patient back into the room. Most of the surgical patients are kept in a single room. We never mix the patient with the other patient because we don't want any patient to have cross infection. So we keep them in a single room. Patient recovers from the surgery, we make sure post-operative period is very comfortable, rehabilitation happens, treatment goes on well. Once the patient is comfortable, we discharge the patient from the corona bubble out from there directly to the home. We don't suggest any home physiotherapy, we don't suggest any home nursing care because we don't want you to be exposed to any kind of infection. As far as possible, the doctors and nurses visit to the patient is minimized in the hospital. Again, the post-operative exercise program and nursing care is completely educated to the patient relatives and the patient so that they do it on their own. In case if the patient turns out to be COVID positive with an acute emergency, we do have COVID positive negative pressure operation theatre we have created, where patients can undergo surgery there safely. All the personnel coming there will come in a PPE, we take our adequate protection. In case if it's a life-saving surgery like a pelvis surgery or a severe bleed in some place or severe heart-related problem, we take the patient to a COVID-19 operation theatre, which is a negative suction theatre. We do surgeries there and safely try to save the life of the patient, and simultaneously we start treating the COVID situation in this. So these are the protocols we are following now. As we all know, the COVID-19, the number of cases are increasing, the infection is rapidly spreading in our society. But at the same time, we don't want non-COVID patients to suffer more. Of late, we are seeing non-COVID patients are coming in a very, very complicated situation. In case non-COVID patients who have the non-COVID conditions, please meet your doctor or do a digital consultation, online consultation with your doctor. Be a regular contact with the doctor and follow the medication. Many people, what they're doing, they're ignoring and just following the previous medication and landing up in complication, and they come to our emergency in the severe non-COVID emergencies. Of late, we are seeing non-COVID deaths also. This is not acceptable. Already COVID-19 deaths are happening, which is not under our control, but non-COVID deaths is completely under our control. If you can meet your doctor or if you can do a digital consultation, follow the medication, you can still save your lives. Why people have to suffer or die because of non-COVID situation? All the hospitals in today's world, in this major city like Bangalore or Delhi or Bombay, very clearly made isolation or division of the hospital for COVID-19 and non-COVID to make sure a non-COVID patient should not suffer. Non-COVID, it can be a dialysis patient or it can be a cancer patient on a chemotherapy. So he requires regular monitoring, or a cardiac patient or a liver failure patient, or a severe pain because of joint pain because of arthritis, or because of post-COVID joint pains. So these are some of the situations where non-COVID area we are ready to take care of the patient, we are ready to operate them safely, and so that the patient is not exposed to any kind of infection and safely can undergo rehabilitation, safely and comfortably can go back home. These are some of the points which we want to highlight to our society, not to be scared of COVID-19. Yes, you maintain social distancing. Yes, you maintain your mask. You take care of yourself so that you don't get infection. At the same time, you should not have fear of hospital. Hospital is the safest environment for you to walk inside. It's not a restaurant or a shopping mall or a market which is safe, you think. No, hospital is the safest environment where we have clearly compartmentalized COVID-19 and non-COVID patients for non-COVID patients. So people need not be worried. People should feel safe. They can comfortably come to major hospitals, have the medical checkup done. If required surgery, if it's an emergency surgery, please undergo surgery, no problem. If the surgery can be delayed, yes, we are there to give certain remedies where your surgeries can be delayed. Thank you very much. And if Dr. Ashish, you want to add something?
I just want to make one point, sir, which was, I think most of the people are confused in this environment, right? We have been here for 6 months now with COVID, and we know it's not going to end immediately, right? And there are people who don't know whether they need to get help or they don't need to get it. They're confused whether we can buy some time or not. It's simple. Pick up your phone and just call your doctor. Let them take that decision for you. Don't sit at home confused, thinking, do I not? The OPD is now streamlined, and we have now taken all precautions which are necessary to keep you safe and to keep ourselves safe. We have to keep ourselves safe also. So we are taking precautions to keep ourselves safe and you also safe. And I think that's what Dr. JV was saying very clearly, that, reach out now and start getting help, because we are starting to see the other side of patients not reaching out for help, and we're seeing complications of cases which never had to go bad starting to go bad. So just reach out now, and so we can help you out with your problems in your areas.
And many people are worried that are thinking, or must be a lot of doubt in their mind, when will this COVID pandemic end? Now, in this near future, I don't see the end, because the virus has come to our biosystem, our ecosystem, and it will be there. Now, 4 ways or 3 ways it has to be eliminated. One, we need to have an effective vaccine. I'm sure you would have read in the media, papers, government announcement, the vaccine is very shortly will be launched. How effective it is, we don't know, but if it's very effective, thankful for God that we'll be safe from corona. Or we should get a herd immunity. Virus should spread so much that 50 to 60% of our population should be infected and should have antibodies, so that the virus spread automatically comes down. Or you should have effective treatment. I'm sure the treatment is much better what we had 3 months before. Now in India, with all the antiviral drugs, like it can be remdesivir or it can be many other medication, people have started understanding, the doctors have started understanding the pathology of COVID-19, the disease, the treatment, and they are able to start treating the patient. As you all know, our recovery rate is drastically increasing in our country. We have reached almost 70 to 80% recovery rate because the treatment is available. We are able to treat most of the patients. Or the virus or the pandemic will only went if the virus genetically mutates in such a way that it becomes a less virulent. These are the only 4 chances. In this, one, treatment is much better now, and the vaccine is around the corner. So people in the society should not be scared now. They can come out for a non-COVID condition, comfortably come to the hospital in a non-COVID area, get the medical condition checked up, have a good follow-up, have a good treatment, and if required surgery, you can safely undergo. Thank you very much. In case something is there, you can send a message or Facebook questions. We'll be happy to answer that.